Texas Farm Bureau wants to give you the ultimate fan experience with Texas legend Mac Brown. Register free at datewiththegreat.com to win a meet and greet with Mac for photos, autographs, and more. Datewiththegreat.com is exclusively brought to you by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. Maybe someday we do Date with the Great with Javan Felix, who joins us now. The first thing I want to get to is you have battled, not only this year, but throughout the course of your career, what I would call the greatest collection of nagging injuries, I think. Ankles and feet and toes and stuff like that. I had it described to me. I never thought this was possible. One of your injuries described to me as turf toe on the bottom of your foot. How does that even happen? How does something like that happen?
Well, the first time it happened twice. First time it happened, my freshman year, was in practice. I think I was guarding the ball, and Cameron really came to set a screen on me, and my foot just jammed into his foot. And then that's the first time it happened. Then the second time it happened was the game before conference, right before we played Baylor that year. And then I just had it for the rest of the year.
And it's hard to get rid of something like that, too, because we all need our feet to walk, but you really need your feet in terms of what you do on the floor. So to practice on it, to play on it, I mean, it never really has a chance to heal up, does it?
Yeah, you never really notice how much you need your big toe. And, after you hurt that, it's hard to even balance. So,
how do you keep from letting those kind of injuries affect your overall game? Because you've also had ankle problem and different things like that. How do you keep that from affecting your game when you've got to practice and you've got to execute and do what you need to do?
You just got to focus on the task at hand. You got to focus on your goals, team's goals, and just what you're trying to do. And every year we're trying to play for a Big 12 title, and that's something that's important to me and the team. So if you just keep focused on that, then you can get through those little injuries.
I remember looking at your expression and those of your teammates when you walked off the court in Milwaukee last year after the loss to Michigan in the round of 32. What went through your mind then in terms of the preparation and the motivation for this coming season?
Well, first of all, we all thought that, that we put a lot of work in to get to that point, because my freshman year we didn't have a good year, and that didn't feel good at all. And then to come back and, to win a tournament game, and then to, play against Michigan, a team that was just in the Final Four. And, it felt good to us, but we wanted more, and we were still hungry. So we definitely took that with us in the offseason and, just work hard. And that's something that we're trying to get back to, and hopefully we can get there again.
So you took that into the spring and summer workouts. What were those like?
Very intense, very intense. Not only did we take it into the workouts, but the coaches did too. Coach Todd and everybody just, did a good job of ramping the workouts up and, just making the intensity very high so that we can be ready for anything.
I've asked you this before and asked other players this before about the relationship with Todd Wright, because I had never really heard of a basketball team having as close a relationship with a strength and conditioning coach as I've heard this team have over the course of the years. And I know he means a lot to all of you guys in terms of your development and what he means to you in terms of your development as people as well as basketball players.
Coach Todd is someone that you can always count on for anything. And we know that. We go to Coach Todd for literally anything. And he's just somebody that we trust a lot, and that's somebody that, is going to tell you the truth with anything. And he's just, I would say he probably is the most important guy in our program.
Well, you guys worked very hard during the summer. Was there a point when you kind of knew that the pieces were kind of coming in place and that this team has the opportunity to be really good this year?
Yeah. Well, in the first summer session, our whole team wasn't here because Miles wasn't here, and, we had to wait for him. And Jordan Barnett, he got here early. And so when everyone got here with Big Shaq and everyone else, when everyone got here, we did a lot together in the second session. And I would say the last couple workouts in the second session is when everything really started to come together. And Coach Todd, he let us know because he saw it before we saw it. So he let us know, and then once we figured it out, then we took it to another level on our own.
All right, Javan Felix joining us here on the program. We'll talk more with Javan about this year's team and the challenges that lie ahead in the Big 12 Conference race, all and more when Longhorn Weekly continues here on the Longhorn Network and all across the state of Texas on the Longhorn IMG Radio Network.
Man-to-man defense for Texas, 10 to shoot. Long range three, air ball for Stanford. Saved inbounds by Allis, but the Longhorns have it. A chance to tie with a bucket here. Here's Felix driving in, lofts on the right hand, good. Javan Felix, back-to-back buckets. The game is tied at 60, 2.5 minutes to play.
82 career games and 48 career starts for Javan Felix entering the Saturday's matchup between Texas and Oklahoma State. Let's talk about the ride that you've had here, because it has been up and down, and it's been a ride. It's been interesting going all the way back to your freshman year.
Oh, well, definitely. Our freshman year, like I said, it was kind of rough for us. But we were young, so coming in, we didn't really know what to expect. It was a rough year, so we got through that. And then our sophomore year, my sophomore year, we did a lot better. We put a lot of work in that summer coming into the year. So, we got a lot better. We got a chance to, put the experience that we got our freshman year into play and, just kind of like grit our teeth and just, grind some games out. And I think all of that helped us up to this point. And
Coach Barnes described your freshman year as you being literally thrown into the fire. Did you feel that way? Did you expect it when you came in, and did it feel like being in the midst of the inferno at times during your freshman year? Definitely.
Sometimes I had no clue what to do, and I just had to play it out. And I think it showed a lot. But Coach Moyes did a good job of helping me through it and talking me through some things and showing me what to do, watching film with me and stuff like that. So all of that has helped up to this point for sure. And I could see the maturity that I've gained from it, and it's definitely helped.
How about as a defender? We know you can shoot the ball, certainly, as well as anybody. And I asked you the other night, after the loss to Oklahoma, about the challenge of not letting cold shooting carry over to the defensive side, because you guys had gotten down early, you hit an early three, and you wound up being the only guy in double figures, but everybody struggled to shoot the basketball. So how do you prevent that from getting into your head and affecting what you have to do on the defensive end?
So going into every game, we have a list of defensive keys, and that's something that we have to keep in mind the whole game, and as well as playing the scout report. And every time up the court on defense, there's something different getting thrown at you. So you just got to be able to focus on that at the time and not let whatever happens on offense affect that. And sometimes we do that, and sometimes we don't. But where we have to get better, and where I've tried to get better is, understanding the scouting report and being able to recognize things that our coach show us and recognize things that, that are their patterns that they do a lot. And once we focus in on those things and start to, pick up on certain things, even calls, then it helps you not to think about what goes on the offensive end.
Now 3 years in your college life at Texas, you look at the things that have gone on there. How do you see that preparing you for the next stage of your life once you leave UT?
Well, I think that was part of the reason why I chose UT, because, it's a great city in Austin. You see a lot. You get to experience a lot of people, and it's just fun to meet people and talk to people and hold different conversations with a lot of different people that you never would have thought. It's crazy how many people that you talk to, and you know, it helps you to learn how to hold conversations and just to talk. And then especially with playing basketball, you know, you learn how to you know, think critically in different situations and learn how to, you know, adjust. And it's I mean, it definitely carries over, and hopefully it'll help me whatever I'm doing after this.
All right, Javan, thanks for the time. We appreciate it. All right, Javan Felix, Coach Barnes will rejoin us when we come back to wrap up this week's edition of Longhorn Weekly right after this.